Hello my friends, William Poloniak here at Whole Health Foundation. Many people have asked me if you can juice wheatgrass on a Norwalk juicer. Well, the answer is yes and no. And I really don't like it when people tell me yes and no when they ask me a question like that. But the correct way to do wheatgrass is on a wheatgrass juicer like this that you can clamp to a countertop, or you can get an electric wheatgrass juicer. This is a slow turning auger juicer. But if you want to try it on a wheatgrass juicer, I'm going to show you the correct way to do it. Here I have a flat of wheatgrass. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to juice 1/4 of this, and I'm going to show you the correct way to do it on a Norwalk juicer. Here I have a new juicing cloth, and I'm going to line it with a bamboo liner. You should always line your cloth either with these new bamboo liners that I have custom made, and they'll be available to you soon, or with a brown paper napkin, but I'm using the bamboo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about a 2" by 2" section of wheatgrass, and I'm going to feed it slowly into the Norwalk juicer. Now, I'll use a wide mouth ball jar to collect the pulp, but when you collect your juice a little bit later, use a large 8-cup Pyrex dish, not the 4-cup, because if you get distracted, the 4-cup will overspill. You want to use the large one like this. And the correct way is to feed ice cubes in every so often. Always keep this covered, remember. I want to point out why the Norwalk is not ideal for wheatgrass. Wheatgrass is very, very fibrous, and your Norwalk juicer is going to heat up. You'll get just as good chlorophyll from kale as you will from wheatgrass. But let's continue showing you how to do wheatgrass. Now, as you can see, it's very, very fibrous. So I'm going to change to the number 2 grid, which will give me a better shredding. Again, a 2" by 2" piece. And we'll feed this in very, very slowly. Notice we're already up to 30. So what I'm going to do is feed in 3 ice cubes. Now, some people have asked me or told me, well, if you feed in ice cubes, you're going to dilute your wheatgrass. Well, yes, you will dilute your wheatgrass, but wheatgrass is very, very potent anyway, and some people get sick drinking too much of it. So let's put in 3 ice cubes. Now, I want to point out, if you don't use ice cubes and you just feed in wheatgrass, it's going to bind up and clog your juicer and overheat. So, very important, a little bit of wheatgrass, a few ice cubes, a little bit of wheatgrass, a few ice cubes. Let's do a little bit more. Now we're down to 17 degrees, which is great, Celsius. A little more wheatgrass. Now notice, with the ice cubes, you're not going above 23 degrees Celsius, which is your critical point. And with the ice cubes, it's down below, we're now at 11.5 degrees Celsius, which is good. And you can see from the condensation here, the feed tube is cool. All right. All right, we have 1/4 of a flat. Let's see how much wheatgrass you get. And I want to point out one thing. I've had people say, well, I want pure wheatgrass juice. Why do you want to put ice cubes in? Come on, give me a break. Wheatgrass is very, very potent anyway, and diluting it a little bit with water is a good thing. It'll make it more palatable and easier to digest. So let's clean off the pulp from the grid. Use the knife to scrape out the remaining pulp here. I want to get all of that pulp because it's very, very valuable. The rest of the pulp from the cutter. I'm going to put the heat cube back on. I'll clean this later. So here we have the bamboo liner. I'm going to pour the wheatgrass in here. Let's use a spatula to get the rest of that out. Now the liner we're going to fold over the wheatgrass. The reason for the liner is it prevents the greens from sticking to the cloth. Without the liner, you're going to have a cleanup nightmare. So the bamboo liner very, very loosely, and then the cloth on top of the bamboo liner. Flatten it, a crease at the back, a crease at the front, and pull it into a tight little package. Now it's better to do 2 cloths full of pulp, but we're going to do just 1 because I want to see how much juice we get from a quarter of a flat. All the way back, back it off a little bit, turn it on. Now, I'm going to show you why you want a liner. Look at that. Easy cleanup. If you didn't have the liner, you'd have a cleanup nightmare. So we'll clean this cloth later. I want to do a taste test with this wheatgrass. It is diluted. It should be more palatable. Much more easy to keep down. So the answer is, can you do wheatgrass on a Norwalk juicer? The answer is yes. If you alternate with ice cubes, it'll dilute the juice a little bit, but so what? It makes it easier to drink. So it looks like a quarter of a pallet is too much wheatgrass for a single serving. You might want to do 1/8 of a pallet. So there you have it, my friends. Can you do wheatgrass on a Norwalk juicer? A qualified yes. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, please tell a friend. If you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net. And if you'd like to order supplies or even a new Norwalk juicer, go to my website, wholehealthfarm.com. See you in the next video.